Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Elistar Velgaros, and welcome back to more Satisfactory, where last time we expanded upon our beautiful factory into this somewhat decent-looking couple platforms over here. You know, it's something. It's starting. We also got a couple of things over here we got working on, but everything mostly is going to be over here. We got our brand new iron production using our fancy new Mark II belts. Got our copper setup. Over here we got a little assembly line set up to where we can automate or semi-automate our fuel production. We got rod production, we got screw production, and we got rotor production over here, and reinforced iron plate production right here. Today, we're moving past all of this, and we are going to be building the magnificent space elevator. And I figured that would be the perfect start to this episode, so I held off doing it for a while. So, let us go grab all of the materials that we need and get this bad boy started. Because we're going to be moving out of the first phase of the game pretty soon here. Alright, where are we going to put the space elevator is the question. Well, I mean, there's this big open area over here that we can use. Or we can put it on top of that rock, for example. You know what, I think over on top of the rock seems pretty cool. So, why don't we do that then? Let me build myself some platforms to get up to the highest point here. Come on. There we go. Alright. Then we're going to come over here. Lock this to the world grid. And zoop our way out. Yeah, just like that. Now, space elevator is a little bit of a chunky boy here. But we're going to need a little bit more material, which is fine. I thought about this. And then, of course, we need a ramp to actually be able to get up here. Ow. That'll work. So that's where the boy is going to go. But we need concrete. I didn't show this off in the last episode. I should have, though. But you can set items as a to-do list by pressing this plus button right here in the build menu. And it'll show you how many materials you need in order to craft whatever you're looking for. So you can see now, we only need 20 more concrete. But I'm going to have to actually wait for the concrete to be done. It's the one thing I hate about working in this place here. It's just that concrete is just so friggin' scarce here. Just give me your limestone. I'll make it myself. But yeah, every single time I play this game, I love watching the space elevator animation. So yeah, we're not skipping that. We're watching this thing come down. We're gonna place it right here. A boom. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Come on down. Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
Yeah. So there is actual story to this game. It's just not OCD simulator and factory building. There is an actual story to this game. Pioneers are sent out to different exoplanets throughout the galaxy in order to exactly what the Fix-It process is. Build, exploit, and, you know, just take over planets, basically. We are in charge of this planet. We are the third person to touch down on this planet, and it is our job to complete Project Assembly, which is going to be taking place up there in the orbital platform. But first, we got to deal with the phase. Phase 1 is going to be the smart plating. So, believe it or not, we have already been preparing for this ever since the second episode. So, of course, I have to go down and go get more freaking concrete. Because I need to expand some platforms. Now, I usually don't like feeding materials into the space elevator. It does have inputs. It has 6 inputs that you could send materials into it. I usually don't like doing that. I just like having the materials in my inventory and then putting them in the space elevator that way. But we gotta We gotta actually make the parts first. So, we already have reinforced iron plates being made here. Just grab a couple of those because we're going to need them. So, why don't we set up another assembler here. And then we're going to get another belt. Oh, I need more iron plates. Yikes. Alright, let's get this other belt. Whoop. Just coming up over here. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get these stackable conveyor belts here. Put one there. I would say one there. Let's fix that a little bit. And there we go. And get the rotors going. We got the reinforced iron plates going. All into this assembler right over here. That I need to hook up power to. Do that, do that. To make smart plating. And we're just going to let this go until this completely fills up. And we should be good to go. Alright, one more thing I want to do is I want to fix this before we continue. We're going to do a splitter, then a merger. Do that. And then that. Perfect. So that way we can have a constant stream of 60 screws going into the reinforced iron plate over there. That'll keep that up to speed with the 5 reinforced iron plates we're supposed to be getting every minute. And we could still be collecting some screws this way. Alright. Small little factories. Looking pretty good. $60 and $30. These guys are making what? $40? Yeah. And here come the rotors. Make me smart plates. So what we can also do, let me just yoink 2 of these off the line real fast. What we can also do, set down another assembler here. So we need 3. How many do you need? 2? Okay. We could go ahead and split this guy. Do that. And then I need 12 rods. 12 rods per minute. 12 rods is a really odd number. Unfortunately, I don't think is actually going to work. Because we're making 15, 15. This takes 20. So yeah, we're going to be short 2 rods per minute. That's okay. Because if you guys remember what I told you in the last episode, these starter factories literally do not matter. These starter factories literally do not matter. If you are not making the optimal amount of the optimal amount of materials, that's okay. As long as you guys are making something, okay? Doesn't matter how many per minute you're making, it's totally fine. As long as you guys are making something, then that is all that matters. That is precisely my mindset going into this. Are you going to have to be precise in the future? Yes, you will be. But that's the future. And future you is going to hate you later on. Trust me, I know. So, let us get this stuff up and running here. I'm actually going to break that so I have enough materials to make that. You there. Get you hooked up. Then send you up there. Power you. And let's get some modular frames rocking. And then that's everything. That there is everything in... Uh-oh. Did I run out of fuel or did I run out of power? Nope, I ran out of power. Shit. Bro. Huh. Okay, well, that's a thing. That's okay. We can fix this. Boom. Alright, we're on limited time here. I just hope that's going to be enough power to actually make everything that we need. But yeah, that is every single part that is to be made in Phase 1. Okay, so while we wait for the smart plating to be constructed, why don't we get a look at some of the other things that we unlocked in the previous episode? Because there were a couple of things that we unlocked that I didn't get around to last time. But I think now would be a good time to start going over it. So let me run around a little bit, gathering some more of this funny... Look at some more of these funny little rocks. And this little guy right here. Hello, friend. Come with me. Ooh, sludgy.
This semi-slug species seems to persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from its surroundings. Studying this could provide new methods for improving fixit production line efficiency. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So yes, we got little slug boys. I want to break that coal too. There's a couple of these little sluggos all over the place. In fact, they are literally all over the map. So we're just gonna run around and go collect a few of them. Oh, hello. Another limestone node? A normal node? Ooh. But, you know, a bunch of stuff around that we can collect. We can go exploring a little bit. That's one of the things that Satisfactory, like, encourages you to do, is exploring. So, running around, you're gonna find a lot of stuff. Like a lot of stuff. Some new creatures. You're gonna find rocks all over the place. But we're looking for the slugs. We're looking for more of those hard drives too, as well. Ow. Bad Pigu. Go away. And luckily for you guys, I kind of know where a lot of them already are, especially in the desert. Because as y'all can imagine, the desert really doesn't have a whole lot of hiding spots for these guys to go. But all the rocks and stuff are going to be useful in a couple minutes. So, I'm going to go ahead and let my editor, you know, speed up my little exploration here. Then we're going to go ahead and do some research. We're going to go into some of the other things that we unlocked in the last episode. Oop. So these things here,
Harvest the scripture. Compose it into a blood song.
these things here, we're not going to touch those. Those are a whole other thing that we'll get into later. Anyway, back to exploring.
damaged hard drive successfully acquired. All pioneers are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the MAM, which may result in benefits to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to
Oh, I
why
died.
there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated.
Whoopsies. Alright, well. I tried to be careful, but oops. My bad. Anyway, resuming with the speed up. Ha! Silly pigoo. You can't reach me up here. Ow. I forgot you can do that now. Bye-bye, pigoo. Alright, there's a lot of stuff over here that I want to take, but inventory space is not looking too hot right now. We'll leave the drop pod and all of its materials here for the time being. But we gotta go take care of our factory because the freaking fuse blew again. And I know why. Ugh. But alright, give me just a couple of minutes to head back there. Because we're kind of far. Do I have my map yet? Oh, I do. Yeah, we're kind of far. And before we get back... one place I want to stop real fast. And drop off a couple of our little boys here. Right over here. Okay. There you go, guys. Have fun. Okay. Alright. We got some pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. I gotta make some biomass real fast. Because our system is down. And it is going to require a bit of maintenance. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna... Just gonna, you know, shove some of this in here and... temporarily just add these to here, and then, you know. There we go. Booyah. Alright, that is up and running again. So, let us construct the MAM. The Molecular Analysis Machine. So the MAM allows us to take a whole bunch of these things that we've been finding recently, like all the sulfur, the quartz, the caterium, and even the sluggos and the berries that we've been finding, and analyze them. Alien megafauna. We can scan, you know, the aliens that we found. But we're going to go down some of these other lines, like the nutrient line.
This fruit, dubbed the barrel nut after its distinctive color, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
We're going to do pale berries.
This fruit, dubbed the paleberry due to its tendency to stay light in color even when ripe, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
And bacon agaric, or however you say that.
This mushroom, dubbed bacon agaric due to its uncanny resemblance to raw bacon, is compatible with the human digestive system and has been added to the object scanner. Further research is available.
Woohoo! Alright, there's still 2 more bits of research we need, but we don't have the materials for that yet. So, when I play Satisfactory, there is a specific line I like to go down every single time I play this game because of how amazing it is. That is the quartz line. And I'll show you why.
The crystalline mineral was a previously unknown variation of quartz, with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in synthetic quartz. The industrial application of this mineral will follow that of its synthetic counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
Right. Now, we have the ability to make silica.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
And then, what I want to get are these things right here. Blade Runners. But, I'm going to need 50 silica in order to get that. But I can make it. Haha! So bear with me just a second. I'm going to get this. This is one thing that I would recommend pretty much everybody who plays this game, especially new players who are getting into the game. So let's get them Blade Runners.
Blade Runners unlocked. Equipped to run faster, jump with greater force, and decrease fall damage that might otherwise have lowered your value to fix it.
Yeah, that's why. That's why. So we're going to go ahead and make them Blade Runners real fast. Equip those guys. And then continue our research. So we have normal jump, Blade Runner jump. You can see the difference. You run so much faster. You can jump so much further with a slide jump now. These things are awesome. They make transportation so much better. Now, the next thing I like to go down is the Caterium line. Caterium is very, very helpful in the early game.
The metal has been named Caterium after Fixit's greatest CEO Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative to gold in industrial applications, specifically in advanced electronics due to its superconductivity, malleability, and corrosion resistance.
Right. We're going to make some Caterium ingots.
Research completed. Caterium ingot recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
All right, unfortunately, that's where we're going to have to put a pause on the Caterium. Let's get sulfur production going.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an unusual mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use lies in fertilizers, which we have no use for. Instead, this element enables access to more volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer defending tools.
AKA explosions.
Research completed. Black powder recipe unlocked. New sulfur research available.
Okay, real quick, before we do anything, though, I want to come over here and go grab some of our modular frames. Look at that. I could clear buildings now. It's crazy, man. Whee! All right, so we're going to research this.
Research completed. Experimental power generation research options are now available. These may enhance performance of other fuel sources.
Cool. All right, so let me explain what I'm doing here. Yeah, the sulfur has a lot of like really good properties. It can be used mostly in like defensive properties, like the detonator and the Nobelisk, which are basically bombs, special powders, and eventually gives you a gun. But I don't really go down this line to start off. Maybe the Nobelisk I research eventually when we get into steel production. But I like going down the right side first with my first couple of hard drives that I obtain in order to unlock compacted coal, which is this right here.
Compacted coal unlocked. It is physically smaller and more powerful, but its carbon footprint remains enormous. This fuel upgrade can be used in coal-powered generators and vehicles.
And then I eventually like to get the turbo fuel recipes. We're not going to get into this right now. That's a much future thing and a future problem that we're going to worry about. The hard drives, otherwise, are used for this, the hard drive scanner. You put one of these bad boys in here, and it scans it for 10 minutes. Then afterwards, we'll talk about what happens afterwards. Meanwhile, we got sluggos that we can't research because of the hard drives. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm going to go harvest some plant life in the meantime. All right, we're back. Everything is up and running again, thankfully. So I don't got to worry about it. Actually, I do kind of have to worry about it, because this guy right here is still only running off of biomass. So I just got to pay attention to that every once in a while, just to make sure that, you know, nothing terrible happens. But, look at that! Hard drive complete.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Yippee! So yeah, the hard drives basically allow us to have different recipes, different kinds of recipes to make production more efficient. And there is going to be a point in time in the game where we are going to be forced, basically, to go around the rest of the world and find all of the hard drives, which is going to be a pain in the ass. So what do we get? We got fused wire and caterium wire. Okay. Both are not the greatest of recipes, so we're going to use our other hard drive. But before we do that, sluggos. Sluggos are pretty fun. They're little guys. They just vibe in the world. You pick them up, you pet them, you bring them over to the MAM, and then you just do some research on them.
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, power slugs are these little guys that just vibe in the world collecting energy.
Power slugs extract latent energy from their surroundings to sustain themselves.
There you go.
By tuning the object scanner to the particular potential energy signature, it is now able to locate them against the background environmental static.
Yeah. And we're going to take our yellow sluggo, research him.
Research completed. Yellow power slugs are further into their life cycle than blue power slugs, and thus have more potential energy stored. They can now be processed into power shards.
Right. So, as Ada mentioned, the power slugs can be processed down into these things called power shards. We'll go over that in a minute. But first, oh, that's right, I had to make a power shard. But yeah, you take the power slug, you put it in, and then you just grind it up into a power shard, which now gives us the capability to over and underclock our machines.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: Power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
That's right. And then I do have one purple slug that we can go ahead and research as well.
Research completed. Purple power slugs seem to be near the end of their life cycle and have a significant amount of potential energy stored. It is a good thing Fix-It does not waste. Purple power slugs can now be processed into power shards.
All right. So there is one more thing that we can do in this, and that is synthetic power shards. We can make our own power shards, but they are incredibly expensive using time crystals. Those are not until way later in the game. We're not touching those for a while. So yes, we do have a lot of power slugs. We have 13 blue ones right now. We are not going to touch any of them. We're just going to throw our hard drive in there and let that go. Power slugs are very limited in the world, and we want to use them as efficiently as we possibly can. So, of course, we're going to have to wait to use the power slugs. In the meantime, though, I believe our project is complete. Ha ha ha. 50 smart plating. So we're not going to go into that just yet. We still have a little bit more to this episode to go. But... oh, what now? Is it you? It is you. You son of a bitch. Alright. Anyway. There is still one more thing I want to do. I want to show you guys. This is the awesome sink. This bad boy is going to be very crucial to some of our production. So we're going to throw the awesome sink down. We're going to put down our storage. And set up a little thing. Hook this guy up. And that is going to set our power grid dangerously close to the edge here. Ooh. Okay. You're making, what, 60 per minute? And each of you guys take 4 per minute. Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. Because in that case, then... I can split you. We gotta shut the grid down for a minute here. That there, that there, and you here. Yeah, that works. Splitter that way. Nope, hold on. Splitter that way. Yeah, there we go. No, I need that one. Alright. You like that. That should work. Hey, maybe I do need you active. Okay, anyway. So yes, this is the awesome sink. What we're working with right now is called the awesome sink. This thing can basically take any of your excess materials and munch it. So like this computer, for example. It's going to go in and then munch. It gives you points equal to the complexity of the part. So like, I don't know, if we were to throw in like a singular iron plate, right? Six points. If we were to throw in, say, a bunch of them, each of those iron plates will give us 6 points. But if we were to throw in something like these circuit boards that we found, or the modular frames that we have, right, that's going to give us a lot of points. Num 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 num. And part of that is the reason why I was saying to, you know, set up or collect all the items that are nearby on the drop pods. But another thing that you can do is if you have a whole bunch of excess alien parts, well, let's just, for example, say you hook up a constructor and, oh, I don't know, you go into the MAM. Ugh. Damn it. I gotta wait 3 minutes. Okay, as I was saying, let's go check out what the hard drive had first of all. Stitched iron plates and bolted iron plates. These are two really good recipes. Like, really, really good recipes. We're going to be taking the bolted iron plate recipe for that, actually. Alright. Then, we're going to research the aliens that I have.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration. The remains researched belong to an organism that tends to nest near objects emitting specific types of resonance. Spitters are called as such due to their ability to create and spit plasma across long distances. Spitter remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Right, so, if you have a bunch of alien parts lying around, just throw them in a constructor real quick to make some alien protein. The alien protein can therefore be researched and used into DNA capsules.
Research completed. Alien protein can now be turned into biomass or alien DNA capsules. In addition to being used for research, the invaluable alien lifeform data in these capsules can be traded for fix-it coupons at the Awesome Sink. We guarantee the best capsule to coupon exchange rate anywhere on this planet.
Right. That is exactly what we're looking for. You can take the proteins, make them into capsules, and use them in the Awesome Sink. But 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm actually going to use a couple of them in order to give me some more inventory slots. Using this guy right here.
Pocket dimension significantly expanded. I worked all afternoon, analyzing the transdimensional confibulatory permutations of alien DNA to achieve this. We are all doing our part for Fix-It.
Yes, we are, Ada. Yes, we are. So we're going to make some of these capsules now. Usually what I would do requires some other research into this, but I want to show you guys like what happens if you were to put them into the awesome sink. So you can upgrade your hand slot with this, but we're going to go down this route here to get the rebar gun.
Research to develop the rebar gun is now available. When completed, you will be in possession of a tool effective against any local obstacles actively objecting to the Fix-It mission.
Need some rotors. So go back into Megafauna and research the rebar gun. And rebar.
Rebar gun and iron rebar ammo unlocked. Your ingenuity towards preservation of Fix-It property has been noted. You earned a micro break. And welcome back. I hope you feel refreshed.
Hi, welcome to Amazon. Alright. So now that our alien protein is packed up and ready to go, if you look in the Awesome Sink, you'll see two different lines. You'll see standard points and DNA points. Each of these DNA capsules will give us 1,000 points. So, if I were to give one of these guys to the Awesome Sink, you'll notice, boop, we get a coupon. But if I were to give a bunch of them, you'll notice that the price goes up gradually. So it'll be 1,000, then 2,000. And then after a while, you know, it'll go up to, oh, you need 3 capsules now. But then you're going to be wondering, what are you supposed to be doing with all of these coupons that you're earning? What is the whole point of them? Well, my friends, the true end game of any end game in most games that you will ever play, cosmetics. And I'm not joking when I say that. But the cosmetics in Satisfactory are very, very good. We're going to print out our 17 coupons, and we're going to come over here to the Awesome Shop. So, you can come in here, and you can buy a whole bunch of stuff. You can go into management and get wall holes, ceiling mounts, wall power outlets, You can get signs, light fixtures, storage containers, colors, different types of foundations, different types of walls, windows, architectural cosmetics, railings, barriers, roofs, catwalks, even so far as getting some equipment like our handy trusty coffee cup, and even buying just raw material. What I like to do is I like to spend my first couple of coupons on two things: the coffee cup and the ladder. And then we work on everything else. So for example, let me see here. We have 17 coupons to go through. We have 4 done already. Huh. We can do 6 right there. We can do 6, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11. 14, oh, 13. I'm bad at math. 13, and then 17.
Official Fix-It coffee cup unlocked. Do not purchase unauthorized Fix-It coffee cups. They have been known to explode and attract wasps. Unauthorized Fix-It coffee cups lower your attractiveness to your preferred gender and or your sense of well-being if you have no gender attraction or preference. Official Fix-It products can be licensed for your use from official Awesome Shop installations only. Come to the best shop on the planet for the best deals on all official Fix-It supplies, guaranteed.
We can sit back, watch our machines grow, watch our machines work while we enjoy ourselves a cup of joe. That's literally all it is. It is just purely cosmetic, has no general functionality whatsoever. It's just a funny little thing. The rest of the stuff, however, that we got does have uses and functionality and stuff. Foundations and stairs. And then we have all of our different supports now. But the most important thing that we have is this thing, the ladder. Can't really get around very much here in the desert because of these tall cliffs and stuff. Well, just plop down a ladder, shoot it up to the sky, and then climb. But yeah, that's the Awesome Shop. It's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome, if you ask me. Okay. So that is pretty much all we're going to be able to do right now until I find more hard drives or anything like that. If we see them in the world, we're going to pick them up. But, yeah. I think we shouldn't delay any further. I think it's time. Number one, to put a box here in front of the smart plating, because we're going to need a lot of these. So we're just going to let those build up. But I think it's time to go to the space elevator and complete phase 1 of Project Assembly. So, load the smart plating. Seal the container. Distribution platform unlocks tiers 3 and 4. Hold on.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better fix-it future.
All right, so that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Automated power is available at this tier, so I think we all know where we're going with this. Send it off. This is the coolest part of this whole thing. Off it goes. Oh my god, it's so cool. It's so cool.
Phase 1 of project assembly completed. This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder, not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of project assembly.
Yep, here we go. That's that. So here we are. 1,000 smart platings are needed, 1,000 versatile frameworks, and 100 automated wiring. Not only that, but we also have unlocked all of the milestones that are available in tiers 3 and 4. So, let's go check those out. First up, coal power! Oh my god! Coal power is the first source. It is the first source of automated power in Satisfactory. This is what we are going to be rushing into next episode. And we'll go over how to deal with all of this, the coal power generators and everything else, when we get to that point. Vehicular transport with tractors and the truck stations. Basic steel production. Enhanced security with the Xeno Basher. The first blueprint machine. Logistics Mark III. Advanced steel production, which gives us the Miner Mark II. The expanded power infrastructure and hypertubes. So, we got a lot to do, and there is still many, 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 many things that we're going to be doing in these upcoming episodes. So fear not, because there is still lots more Satisfactory to be played. We're already 50 smart plating into the 1,000 that we need. But soon, the factory will grow. And steel shall be ours. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode today, but as time moves on and the series continues, gameplay is going to increase. But progress, you will notice, will slow down dramatically. It will slow down dramatically. While, yes, this whole ordeal only took me a couple of episodes to do, newer players, this might have taken them a little bit longer to do. And trust me when I say steel production is just the beginning. As parts get more and more complicated, the more and more setup is going to be needed to ensure that everything is functional and efficient and, you know, all of that other handy-dandy crap. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my other socials as well. I also stream a lot on... I'm going to be streaming a lot more on Twitch. And follow my Twitter if you guys want to know of any updates or any news. New videos come out, or, you know, when I go live. Come hang out. We might be actually working on this very world at this very moment. You never know. So thanks again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.